Daffy Wild coming to you from the little house that could in southwestern Ontario. I'm sitting on the red leather couch today and thinking about easy. It came up for me because I was standing at the stove heating myself up a can of chunky chicken jambalaya soup with sausage. And I know this sounds like such a little thing, lunch. But the truth is that I have been running my life on caffeine, nicotine, and adrenaline for a very long time, and I don't stop to eat until I'm faint, until I'm like falling over with bad blood sugar. So as I was standing at the stove heating this soup up, I was like, but this is too easy. And I caught myself, thinking that, well, this is too easy. What would be a better idea is if I pre-planned my lunch menu with organic goods and had a salad with stinky cheese and, all sorts of shoulds started to get applied to the whole idea of stopping for lunch during my workday. And when I caught myself doing that, I found myself almost immediately kicking into asking myself, is this true? I stepped outside of my thought process and examined it the way that one might if one were working with Byron Katie, who wrote this excellent book, and who has a website dedicated to ask you to, self-inquiry. So I practiced a little self-inquiry, and the answer came immediately. It's not true. It is not true that it has to be hard. It's not true that what is harder is better. It's not true especially if what is harder means you don't move forward and you're not doing the things that you want to do. So I'll give you an example. As far as the whole living off adrenaline and caffeine thing goes, I could opt to bludgeon myself over the head with ideas around what is actually valuable and tell myself I must get up and make steel cut oats with walnuts and maple syrup and fresh squeezed juice, and for lunch I should have something that I painstakingly prepared. And I guarantee you that if I tried to do that right now at this point in my life as I'm working on this issue, I would fail to eat. I would just simply not do it. So in that case, is harder valuable? Harder is useless, right? Doesn't get me where I want to go. But having protein powder and yogurt on hand so I can make myself a quick smoothie in the morning, and opening a can of my favorite chunky soup, which has a good caloric balance. It's got, good fat and sodium levels and stuff like that. It's not ideal, it's not perfect, but it means I eat. So in that instant, easy is so very valuable. It's much more valuable than difficult, because difficult means I won't do it, and easy means I will. So for me, it's a no-brainer. When I investigate the question, is it true? No pain, no gain. Is that true? I can unequivocally, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I can with certainty say that is not true in all cases. It may be true in terms of building muscle or learning a language, the frustration and difficulty of repetitive work, or of working out your muscles, that's painful, and without that painful work you won't get anywhere. But it's not true all the time. It's not true in everything. So I was thinking about this around the issue of addiction, because you guys know that I'm working on some of the ways I bandage my wounds, and I'm working up to my quit date on November 1st with regards to smoking. And I'm asking myself, you've got it in your head it's going to be hard because it's always been hard. Does it have to be hard? If it isn't hard, will it still be worth it? And so I'm working with this concept, and I'm not quite there yet. I'm trying to do some self-inquiry around that. I'm not quite there yet, but I know that the last time I quit, I used a nicotine replacement therapy, and it helped a lot. In fact, I would even venture to say it made it easy. And I'm wondering if I sabotaged my quit because I wasn't cool with it being easy. I wonder if it had been very, very difficult, if I had really suffered a lot of pain in the first couple of weeks of my quitting, would I have fallen back into smoking again so easily as I did at the 2-month mark. And is that because I assisted myself with nicotine replacement, or is that because I have thinking around ease that causes me not to value the things that I accomplish if they're easy? It's a big topic. It's a big topic. I asked on my Facebook, and people are like, yeah, I totally get that. I do the same thing. And someone suggested that we're conditioned by society to believe that what is hard won is more valuable than what is more easily won. And I wonder, why that is, because water that I have to dig the well for is still water. It's the same water as if I turn on the tap, and it has the same value in the sense that it does the same thing. Water quenches thirst. It is a cleansing agent. It waters plants. It does the same thing. So why is water that I had to work really super hard to get more valuable than water that comes out of the tap? And I think that what I'm really grappling with here is the value we're placing on our effort, that our effort is valuable, that the results don't really change in value, but our effort is valuable. Now, I don't think that this applies to everything. I don't think easy is always the best way. I think that there are cases when easy is a cop-out. I think that if you're choosing to not acknowledge or not confront something because it's easier, I think that that's a cop-out. But then again, that depends on your perspective. If you are actually causing yourself a great deal more pain and a great deal more discomfort if you're taking the easy way out with something like that. But when it's something as simple as, I don't eat unless I do it easy, then easy's valuable. I don't art unless I have everything within arm's reach, then easy is valuable because the ease moves you forward. I don't make time for my creativity unless I schedule it. That can be hard or easy depending on how you look at it. But that means that scheduling it becomes valuable, because if you don't schedule it, you're not doing it. So it's kind of rambly in my head. It's not crystallized yet, but I'm definitely working with the idea that we've been sold a lousy bill of goods with this whole concept of easy is not as valuable as hard. And I'm wondering how you're thinking about it, how you're feeling about it. I know that Danielle Laporte, who did the Spark Kit, has a chapter available of her whole program, which is usually $150. She has one chapter available called The Metrics of Ease for $20 on her website. I'll put a link in the blog. I happen to have done the Spark Kit. I think it's incredibly valuable. And I think it's interesting that even though I read that chapter, I hadn't integrated it to the point where I could stand at the stove and open a can of soup and still give myself shit for taking the easy way out. There are times when, yes, you're taking the easy way out, but you have to ask yourself, is this moving me forward? Is it moving me forward? And if it is moving me forward, then it's valuable. If it isn't moving me forward, if it's keeping me stuck, then it isn't valuable. And I don't think that's about ease or difficulty as much as it is about, are we doing our work? Are we actually doing our work? If my work right now is self-care and I am trying to wean myself off of caffeine and adrenaline as my major energy source, then easy, opening a can, making a protein shake, is moving me forward. So I embrace that ease. I embrace that. I'm grateful for that ease, and I'm grateful for all of the tools and technology I have that allow for that change to be such an easy change to implement in my life. So come and visit me, realbeautiful.org, and share your thoughts with me about the feelings you have around easy versus difficult, and whether you value one or the other, and what cases, in what cases, in context. Share that with me at the blog. I would love to hear about it. Mwah. Bye.